Unloaded with Grace Boatright, brought to you by FullMagNews. I'm your host, Grace Boatright. Today we're going to be taking apart our first revolver of the series, thus the cowboy hat. Had to dress for the occasion. It is Ruger's Blackhawk. I love this gun. It's one of my favorite guns. I've had this gun a really long while. This particular one is chambered in a 44 mag, though admittedly I do tend to only shoot the 44 specials out of it. If you're looking for a great single action, if you're looking for a great hunting gun, frankly, this is it. Now, I am a devoted revolver girl. I love revolvers. I probably have more revolvers than I do semi-autos. But at some point, we did become a semi-auto nation, and the revolver sort of took a back seat. I'm upset about that because I think revolvers are awesome for lots of reasons. One of the best reasons is there's fewer parts, meaning fewer things to clean, fewer things to go wrong, fewer things to break. This particular model is really easy to disassemble, and I'm going to show you that right now. So the first thing you're going to want to always do, pretty much on any single action, is you're going to have to open that loading gate here. The loading gate is going to send the cylinder latch back into the frame and allow you to take this cylinder out here. The next step to doing that is to press on that little, I believe it's called the base pin latch. You're just going to push on it, and from there that base pin should pull out, and then the cylinder is just going to fall out like so. And really, for your general cleaning and maintenance, that's pretty much as far down as we need to take it. Of course, if you were experiencing malfunctions, you thought you were having mechanical issues, you could really strip it down to pretty much just the frame here. You'd have to take off the grips, you'd have to take off the trigger guard here. It's a lot of work, and definitely not something we need to be doing today. We're just going to do a general cleaning here, which needs to start with the cylinder. So you're just going to take a cleaning rod, big enough for a 44. And you're going to run it through each one of the chambers, each one of the 6 chambers. This is, like I said, pretty classic cowboy gun. And you want to take it, if you can, just from breech to muzzle. And normally I say don't bring it back through, but we've got 6 here, so I'm just going to risk it and send the brush through each one. You want to do this a few times to break up any old powder. Because it is a 44, there's a lot of powder that gets burnt up with each round, and so these can get pretty dirty. After just 50, 60 rounds, you could look at it and notice that it is getting pretty dirty, even on the outside. All right, that works for that. You also want to take a brush, and you want to get right there below the barrel and back here on the breech plate. All right. Now we've already run the brush through the chambers in the cylinder here, and now we're going to go ahead and run it through the barrel itself. Obviously, with a revolver like this, you really don't have any other choice but to do it muzzle to breech, but that's all right. Like I said, exceptions can be made. All right, cool. So now that we've put the brush through the barrel and all of the chambers in the cylinder, we're just going to go ahead and go straight to cleaning the inside of that barrel and those individual cylinders. So you're going to take a little eyelet or a little cloth holder, you're going to stick that through there like so, put it back on the rod, put a little bit of cleaner on there, and we're going to run it through the barrel. Should be coming out nice and clean. All right, excellent. And now we're going to do the same to each one of the chambers in the cylinder. In fact, I might go for an even bigger cloth here. Those holes are pretty big. 44 is pretty big. So that should work just All right, looking good. From here, we're going to take another cloth. Going to put a little cleaner on it, and we're going to get underneath that barrel, clean all these little intricate parts back here, get that breech plate. I kind of usually like to pull the hammer back, kind of get in there a little bit just in case. That gets more sweat and dirt than it does powder, but it's definitely worth cleaning. I want to go ahead and polish up the outside as well. That could also include sort of pushing that base pin back a little bit and being able to clean under it. You could even take that ejector rod, pull it back, and get in the crevices there as well. Basically just anywhere you think there might be some gunk hiding that you can't really see. Look at this thing, it's polishing up great. It's another reason I love this gun. You know, it's powerful, it's big, it's cowboy, and I just think it looks pretty, particularly with the wooden grips there. I love that. All right, cool. That should do it for the frame. Now we're just going to do the same thing to the cylinder here. Especially right here, the side that faces the barrel, it does get very, very dirty, and so you want to be sure you polish that really as well as you can. It's so you can tell sort of how the finish here is a lot different than the finish the rest of the stainless steel. So be sure you get that nice and clean. All right, from here I'm going to take a little rag. I'm just going to wipe up any excess oil. All right, that should do it. From here, we're ready to reassemble our Ruger Blackhawk 44 mag. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna, if you had pulled that base pin back, you're just gonna pull it back again, and then you're gonna open that loading gate. Like I said, you won't be able to take the cylinder out until you open the loading gate. It's sort of hard to see, but there's a little latch right there that when you close the loading gate, it comes back up. And that's what's gonna release the cylinder so you can pull it out of there, and it's gonna make room for it again when you're trying to put it back. So the little grooves on the outside go towards the back. That's another way to remember it. Don't worry, you really couldn't put it in backwards if you tried. It's really only gonna fit in just the one way. So you're gonna take the cylinder and real gently put it back in there. Once you start to hear that little click, that should be good. And then you're just gonna take that base pin. You kind of might have to play with it a little bit, but it's just gonna slide right back in there. In order to get that pin back, you might have to press on it again to release it, and from there you're just gonna push it back. Nice. Now we're gonna close that loading gate, pull that hammer back, and really you want to make sure that the cylinder is revolving smoothly. It appears to be. All right, nice. Thanks for watching, everybody. For more cool videos, please visit FullMagNews.com. You can also follow me on Twitter @GraceBoatright7. Until then, I'll see you next week.